Today, I actually want us to look at some statistics on visa study permit approval rate for Canada. Yes, it's that time. I know a lot of you right now are applying for your study permits. I have a lot of study permits on my desk. That is for the September intake. So yes, please welcome here. Let's talk a little bit, and the reason I just want to give you a quick overview. So this is not going to be a conclusive list of everything to do with study permit applications, rather approvals, but it's going to give you an idea of what's happening in that landscape. Okay, so welcome here. My name is Lois. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and I'm based here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like, and share. We are on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube as Milale Immigration Services Canada, and you can also find us on TikTok as Immigrate2 Canada. Okay, I just want to give you an idea of what's happening. Some of things you already know or you suspect, but come on, let's look at some numbers. The reason I do this, it could come out as bad news to some people, but you know what? It's also good to undertake a journey whereby you know what you're going to expect, so that while you invest your emotions, resources, everything, while you invest that, then at least you have an expectation, and if things don't go the way you want, then you don't end up being crushed. Okay, all right guys, so the International Students Department of Immigration Canada has really recovered since the pandemic. So what happened, very few students came in 2020, but the numbers really grew and kind of recovered in 2021, and we are expecting better numbers in 2022. Okay, so numbers as per last year. I'm not even gonna go back to 2020. We all know what a disaster that year was. So how about we look at the international students who actually came to Canada in 2021? Canada admitted 315,000 international students to Canada, and those are the students who actually stepped foot in Canada. Okay, those are the people who touched down on Canadian soil as international students. So it doesn't count the students who actually were studying online, because their kids, or rather their students who were studying online in their home countries. These are the ones who came to Canada, 315,000 international students. Guess what? About half, just slightly under half of that number, so 136,000 of that number actually came to Canadian colleges, and the rest, they came to Canadian universities. So you can see the ratio of universities and colleges. It's not, the difference isn't much. Okay, the difference is not much, but still the universities had the higher number of the students who were admitted to Canada. Okay, now, which are the top destinations for international students here in Canada? People don't know where to go, and I keep telling you guys that Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories. It's such a huge country. There's a lot of Canadians born here who haven't been able to go across Canada, because Canada is really, really, really big. Okay, there are people in the East Coast and those in the West Coast, and the time difference, I think Canada, we have about 5 time zones. There's Pacific time in Vancouver. We are on Mountain time here in Alberta. There's Central time in Saskatchewan. There's Eastern time in Ontario, and I think there's Atlantic time or Maritime time in Newfoundland. So you can see just how big this country is. Therefore, which are the top destinations? So we're going to look at the various provinces that are the top destinations, and those ones which are the least destinations or least favorite for international students. Okay, the biggest destination is Ontario, and Ontario, out of the 315,000 students that I talked about, Ontario attracted 160,000 of international students. That is like half the international students went to Ontario. Okay. The second most popular province is British Columbia, of course, because of the weather. Okay, a lot of people want to go to BC because of the weather. Ontario has wonderful economy, and then diversity. Of course, it's the most populated province in Canada, and therefore also has a huge variety of universities. So there's so many universities and colleges in Ontario, and that's why it's coming number one. And number two is British Columbia. Still has a good number of universities, but then again, the biggest appeal for BC is the weather. Okay. Yes. Number three is Alberta. Yes. My home province. So you find that here in Alberta, it's lovely. I've told you guys just how lovely Alberta is, but then we don't have that huge of a variety when it comes to institutions of higher learning. And number four is Saskatchewan, followed by Manitoba, and then followed by Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick and Quebec. And the reason Quebec is down there is because, you know, a lot of students who go there most of them actually have to be speaking French. Okay. And then the last two are PEI, that is Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland. Okay. So you find that these are the smallest by population in Canada, so the economy is smaller. They're also very far, and yeah, so PEI and Newfoundland, they also don't have a number, you know, they don't have a variety when it comes to choice of schools. You find that Newfoundland only, I think, has the Memorial University and maybe 2 colleges, while PEI is the same. Like, I think there's only 1 university and a few colleges there. Okay, so those are the top destinations and the lowest destinations for international students. Now, another question: where are these international students coming from? The top countries that brought international students in Canada. Guess what? Asian countries contributed 6 out of 7 of the top 10 countries that brought international students to Canada in 2021. So number 1, India. India brought about 217,000. I'm just going to give an average number. I'm not going to go into the details. But so India brought about 217,000 students in Canada. Remember, out of the 315, so they had the bulk of the students. They were followed by China, and China brought 105,000 international students. France was number 3 with just a fraction of what China and India brought. So France brought about 26,000 international students, followed by Iran. Iran and Vietnam, they brought each about 16,000 international students. And then there was South Korea with about 15,000, followed by Philippines, again with about 15,000. The United States of America was number 8 with 14,000. And guess what? One country in Africa, yeah, Nigeria. Nigeria brought 13,000 international students, and number 10 was Mexico with 11,000 students. Okay, now something I just want to mention here. Okay, what are also the visa approval rates? Okay, we want to see the visa approval rates of some of the countries, but that's going to come last. Let us see the visa approval rates by courses and levels. And this is, some of it is my observation, and of course the rest came from the statistics. The numbers that I'm giving you here, they came from statistics that were performed and the numbers that were issued by IRCC. So now you gotta look at this, because this varies a little bit because there are different dynamics of students. So you find that there are some people who had higher approval than others, irrespective of their countries. Okay, for example, a 19-year-old applying to come to Canada to undertake a bachelor's degree, their approval rates were high. Makes sense, right? They're young, they just came out of high school. Of course, it's their parents who are paying for them. Of course, if it's the parents, majority of the parents have the capacity to fund the schools. And these kids don't have to show things like, employability, jobs, having jobs, or they don't have to meet so much like mature students when they have to prove to come here to study. So 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds who are coming here to take the first degree, their approval rates were quite high. On the other hand, 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 18, 20, 21 there who are coming to take a diploma, their approval rates were low. Why? Because majority of the diploma courses can actually be undertaken in your countries of origin. Okay, so you find that it's quite hard to justify, and I'm not saying people don't come here to do diplomas. Actually, a lot of them come here to take diplomas. It's how you justify that course. But you find that majority of the diploma courses most likely would be available in their countries of origin. Okay, now let's look at another number. 40-year-olds, I'm just giving out some examples, 40, 45-year-olds who are coming to Canada to take a college diploma. The approval rate is low, like really, really, really low. It's like me now coming here to take. So I left, when did I leave? So I'm in my 40s. I left high school, 20 how many years ago? I can't even remember. So I think I left high school 25 years ago. And now there's a time that I'm coming to take my first diploma and I'm coming to take it in Canada. Do you see? It doesn't really make a lot of sense, okay? On the other hand, younger people, and so when I say younger, I'm talking about, 25 all the way to 40, okay? Who are coming here to take masters, their approval rates were higher. Okay, masters or even PhDs. Okay, guys, so you gotta have, everything. I keep telling people there's no one size fit all for these approvals, and that's why people are asking me, Lois, is there a course that has high approval? It's not necessarily about a course. There's so many other factors that contribute to your visa refusal. So even if you have a very nice course and you're 40 and you're coming to take that course at a diploma level, come on, do you see? It doesn't make sense. So there's so many factors that should be considered, and that's why I tell people you always have, outside of all these factors and the criterion and whatever that we've mentioned here, all these rationales, you still have to meet the eligibility of a study permit. Okay, you have to meet, before you do that application, make sure you meet the eligibility of a study permit. Make sure you also know your chances of getting that study permit, because there's a number of people who come to me, they already have an admission and they're like, Lois, just tell me if this course, if I stand better chances of getting an admission. And I mean a study permit. And there are times I've told people, if I were you, I would not apply for a study permit to come do this course, because it's going to be very, very, very hard for you to justify this kind of a course, or even to impress a visa officer and really convince them that you deserve to come to take that course, because every application has to be very compelling. Okay. Now the last one, I want to give you examples of some approval rates by countries. We've realized that countries that have the Study Direct program, they are highly preferred by Canadian immigration. Yes, it's like that. It's the truth. And that's why you find that these countries, their applications are processed really fast. Some of them, under 2 months, and they say even 20 days. And you know what? They do process those applications really fast. That tells you that they give preference to those countries. It's a no-brainer, okay? And then on top of the Study Direct program, guess what? Nigeria, you guys did yourself good there, because they got their own their own direct program. And actually that one also has fast processing and expedited processing system there. And guess what? Majority of them, if they are done well, they get approval. Okay? No, 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 no. Nigeria has been one of the countries with very low visa approvals. And we know majority of Africa, where are we lying? We're not lying. A lot of Africans, we know where we come from. And I'm going to make another video that is not going to be so popular. And I'll tell you a little bit about this profiling, okay? So, Nigeria has had very low visa approval rates. They used to have 18%, but since they started this direct program, their visa approval rates have risen to 33%. Okay, some other examples. I'm just gonna give you about 6-7 examples of visa approval rates by countries. There's Mexico that has a 91% approval rate, believe it or not. But you can guess, because majority of them, you know, they have the language barrier in their country. So if you apply for a good course and you do a good application, they can always justify that they're coming here so that they can study in English. Okay. And then there's Brazil. The approval rate for Brazil is at 80%. Yes, very high. My darling Kenya. Oh, Kenya's approval rate is 31%. Oh my God, we are not even halfway. So you find that Kenya and Nigeria, so Kenya is at 31, Nigeria is at 33, and that's where a majority of my cases come from. And I tell people, you know what, I can't guarantee you a visa application, or I mean a visa approval, but we have to do the best because we know that the odds are already against us, okay? So 31% for Kenya. Ghana, oh my Lord, Ghana's approval rate is 16%. That tells you, like, majority of their approval of the applications, no wonder how good they are going to be denied. Okay. Nigeria, we've already talked about 33%. Then look at a country like Philippines. They have 65% approval rate. Of course, they have the study direct. Malaysia, their approval rate actually came down to 77%. It used to be higher than this. And last but not least, I just want to talk about India. Their approval rate is 62%. Okay, guys. So you can see, you can gauge yourself and see majority of us from Africa. Anyway, I don't want to go into details of whether we are the preferred immigrants or not, but you find that majority of our visa applications are denied. So, you know, you just have to do better. Okay, guys, while I end this video, I just want to tell you this. Whenever you know what your opponent has against you, now then that you should use that as a weapon. If you're going to do visa applications, my friends, study permit applications, make sure that you meet all the eligibility, like make sure you check all the boxes. And even if you check all the boxes, that still doesn't guarantee you, but at least you'll know that even if you're denied, you did your level best, because even if they don't want you here, you still deserve to be here. Okay, this is a diverse country and everybody should be able to come here as long as they meet the eligibility. Okay, guys. All right. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.